What's up? This is Ryan.
Hey, and this is Michael. Welcome to All Day Unpacked
What's up?
post week 4 edition.
Yes, we just saw Zach Wilson fall victim to the Chiefs.
I mean, Zach Wilson did fall victim to the Chiefs, but I would also
Yes.
say that he fell victim to the refs. So
Yeah, that was tough to watch. Old Zach Wilson put up a fight for once, and
he did.
you know what I
I
feel.
mean, it's a
I mean,
good.
I
I thought it
don't
was a
feel
good
bad
sign.
for him, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I felt like at least the Jets are showing some signs of life now. Like they may actually not be dead in the water. Like they can win some games. Like
They're, did you say
they
they're
can be competitive.
showing signs of life?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else is showing signs of life?
What's
Playbook.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, Playbook's
Yeah.
because they did a what?
They did a
Burn
burn
challenge.
challenge, didn't they? Yeah.
Whoa,
Not.
that was a good segue,
So,
so I just had to take it.
yeah, no, take it. So they didn't quite do your, burn a bunch of commons for a legendary, which I think, while popular, would not be as deflationary enough to really, you know, goose the market. So they're making it
Okay,
so that you actually have to burn quite a bit of stuff to get a chance at a legendary here.
okay. Can I just tell you quickly how I came up with another master idea?
All right, I'm
I'm going to
listening.
pitch it really quick. And, we were talking about the top 100 people, and there'd be a lotto and this, that, and the other. You would have to basically say, I have X amount of commons in my account, and I'm willing to burn X amount. So everybody would have to essentially say, I would burn this many, and the top 100 people that are willing to burn the most would get the ultimate or get
What do you
in the
mean by the
drawing to get.
top 100?
So, like, let's say I say I'm going to bid 50 commons. You say I'm going to bid
Yep.
150. Let's say another person says I'm going to burn 300. Another person says I'll do 400. So you get all these bids in. Everybody puts a bid in, and whoever the top 100 bids are, you get
Mm,
entered into the contest. So and you have to have. They take a screenshot. You have to have that many commons in your account. Basically, you have to check them and say, okay, I'll burn all these guys. 400 of them, put me down for it. I'll burn them. It puts them on hold, and then you got to burn them at that point to get in the running to get an ultimate. So essentially, whoever's willing to put up the most gets the reward. And again, I think it's got to be like eBay in the sense that if somebody puts up 400 and the max is like if the you can't have somebody who bids like an extreme amount and then they have to bid that many just because they try to overbid it, but they should have to do like the next amount. Does that make sense?
no.
I guess what I'm saying is that if somebody bids an extreme, like if they're over every, like the top bidder, let's say I'm the number one bidder and I'm way over,
Yep.
and let's say I'll burn 1,200, okay, but the
Yep.
next highest is 600, then I think it should come back down to like 671, like you're one over, so you don't have to bid, you don't have to actually burn that many.
Oh, I disagree. I think if you put in 1,200, you burn 1,200, and
Okay.
I mean, seriously, because otherwise, why wouldn't I? I mean, otherwise, everybody's going to put in high numbers, thinking like, oh, it'll get brought down by the next guy or whatever, right? So
Right, but
it's
if enough high numbers are there, well, I guess here's the thing. The idea is a bid formation or a bid situation rather than whatever we had talked about before. I just think that would be a way to, you have to have the commons in your account. That way,
yeah.
everybody buys up the excess because they want to have enough in there to burn enough. So that way, it dries up the account.
Or
Or
or you don't. Or let's say that I mean, I would say you don't even have to have it in your account. You just whatever you say you're going to burn, you got to go out and buy it now. So
yeah,
if the
then
market goes up,
if people don't have the money, like say your credit card gets declined, well, then you're out of the running. But again,
right,
I
then you
would say.
just take the next person down on the bid list.
You could, but I think that the way to do it is to make sure that they have them in their account. That way, you're making sure, if you're dapper, that people have bought up the commons.
I hear you, but that
It's
would be really tough to make sure that someone has, think about having to submit 500 commons and you don't even get, and what if you aren't one of the top 100? I mean, let's just say
then you
that,
don't have to burn. You don't have to burn them. It's
right, but
essentially puts
you
a.
had to take the time to submit 500 moments. That's not that's not a, that's a lot of work to make. A lot of work to make a lot of people do to try to get it in. I'm saying you got to make it easy to enter a contest. It can't be that tough.
Oh, I think they just have to find a way to like maybe it sorts it by your least valuable commons or something like that.
Yeah, or
Something.
maybe, I mean, I guess if they could just take a snapshot and say this account you have this many commons and that number is greater than your bid, so you're good to go.
Right, and
That would be
then you
fine.
got to
Yeah.
go. Yeah, and then once you
Yeah.
go in and you just burn them.
Yeah.
You
So I
got to
think
pick
that
who.
would be, yeah, have to be, they have to create a new mechanism that they don't have yet. So, yeah, I mean, I
Possibly,
like
but
the idea, but yeah.
anyway, that's my bid
All right.
idea.
So I'm going to
Moving
pull
on.
up I'm pulling up the old challenge here.
Yep.
This is the burn playbook that they have introduced.
Okay.
And as you can see, there are 5 packs that you can earn. And so those
Okay.
5 packs, you get one at 5 yards, and that one will get you a common moment, but there are 50 rare
Ooh.
moments stuffed into here. And you can
Okay.
see that here we're at Sunday night, post all the games, and you can see about 1,300 people have completed these. So you got about a 50 and 1,300. If I wanted to do the math, I would, but what would that be? 5 and 130. So that'd be 1 in 26. So you got about a 1 in 26 chance of getting a rare here with the 5 yard pack right now. Now people can still complete these burn challenges and such. And the thing I'll point out here too before we get too far is that you can see there's multiple challenges, but you don't actually. So if you want to, go small potatoes, if you're not completing the whole thing, you can burn some commons and get some yards.
Okay.
If you're going big potatoes, you can you don't even have to burn the commons. You just burn for the 20, the 30, and the 50 yards here. So you have to burn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 rares and 1 legendary. So you're burning 6 rares and 1 legendaries to get everything. And so
Okay.
what you're
So
getting
what if
here
it?
is,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's basically you're getting so you get the like basically we'll call that a common because that's all you're guaranteed. You're guaranteed a
Yep.
common there.
Yep. You're getting
Here
a
on
comment.
this next one, again, you're guaranteed a common with some more chances at a rare. So now you're looking at 125 or 100 series 2 rares, so low, and 25 dynamic rares, which are better, right? They're more valuable.
Okay.
And those are in these packs, so that's 125 to 906. So odds are getting better. Then we get to the 35-yard pack. Now you're guaranteed a rare. So here we go. You're getting a rare no matter what. 500 of these bad boys are going to be dynamic rares. The
Okay.
rest are going to be just series 2 rares. So right now, there's only 276 people who have accomplished this. So everybody's getting a dynamic rare as of right now. So no
Okay.
matter what, if you complete, 35 yards of burns, which is basically 2 rares, 2 rares and some commons, you're guaranteed a dynamic rare as of right now. So if you think about it, you burn 2 $16 rares, you might, who knows, you might land a Bijan Robinson, you might land a Mahomes. I saw the list of who they're including. They're putting in, they're putting in the premium players. They're not putting
Okay.
in like the guys who are hurt. So they're on the legendary side, they're definitely putting in like the best 75, or I shouldn't say the best, but a good 75. Like the list was the
And that is
better
on the
players.
rare side or on the legendary side?
That was on the legendary. I don't know I haven't seen the rare list, so I don't
Sure.
even know if that's out. But I would
Got
assume
it.
that they're doing the same thing, picking good players. Like I feel like they're doing at least, because they're making you risk more than you're going to get back. They're at least giving you something to incentivize you.
Got it.
So that brings us to pack 4. That's at 65 yards. And now you are guaranteed a rare, but there are a shot at 10 legendaries.
Okay.
So having 179 here, you got a 1 in 18 chance of landing a legendary right here at 65.
Okay.
And then that brings us to the big Bama Jamba. And that is a 3-moment pack. So you're getting, no matter what, you're guaranteed 3 dynamic rares in this pack. So
But you
everybody
have to
gets
give
3
up what
dynamic
for it?
rares.
But you'll
You're
have to
having to
give
give up
up.
a legendary to get here. But there are 75 legendary dynamics put in these packs. And as of right now, there are 76 people who have completed it. So you have a 75 and 76 chance right now of getting a legendary out of this pack. So
Okay.
one sucker is going to burn, right as of right now, one sucker is going to burn a legendary and not get a legendary back. But the other 75 are. This number is going to grow. I would guess it's going to get to probably the I'm going to guess like 120 range. Maybe not, but I would guess it's going to get, closer to that one, like a triple digit number, like 100, 110, 120 at the top. I mean, maybe more, but
I would think it would be more than that.
I don't know, because you're getting into a dicey situation where it's like, you burn a rare or a legendary and you walk out of here with only 3, with a rare.
Okay.
That's not a great return on investment unless you burn a floor legendary, that's a $300, and you happen to pull a rare that's like a, Mahomes or a Bijan Robinson or something. Even
Sure.
honestly, Mahomes is down to like two something. So really, the only rare that's even worth what a floor legendary is now is Bijan Robinson. Like that's it.
Got it.
He's
But
the only one.
what I could say in defense of that is that people have been scooping up these legendaries at low prices along the way. Now maybe they're just sitting there and they're waiting on the numbers, and they'll just say, okay, it's worth it
Yeah.
to take that risk. What the floor price is right now, yeah, but before, there's a lot of legendaries that were brought up sub 200 or sub 300.
No, that's not true. No, not sub 300 because again,
Oh, all those
the
Tillman?
legendaries, it's not just any old legendary.
Oh, it's not.
It has to be a dynamic.
Inform us here, Michael.
I'm working on it. It's got to be a dynamic or a series 2. So, it's not no historicals, no series 1. So it's only series 2 and dynamics. So there's a bit of a formula as to what it is. And right now the floor to get in is somewhere around the $365 range. It was when this thing first got announced, the floor was probably about, 290, 300.
Okay.
Definitely people buying at that level. But right now that floor is up to 360. So it's interesting. So right now the price of admission is $360. And it's kind of like one of those kind of like one of these risk reward things where every person now that does this challenge is just adding more people who are going to get pushed out and not get it. So it'll be interesting when this all is said and done. We're going to have some people who are going to be upset that they didn't get their legendary and crying about it. But at the same time, it's like you knew the rules going in. So I really. I can empathize with some of the things that I hear, but I'll say right now, if anybody comes out of this challenge and is whining about the fact that they didn't get a legendary at the 100-yard mark, tough shit. Because you knew the risk was there and you went in on it. So it's
Okay.
like if you gamble, you gamble.
So what's your take on this thing?
I like it. To me it's some people are mad about it because they're saying, oh, it's gambling and it's this and that. But look, people want gamification, number one. And
Okay.
number two, that the whole idea of ripping this 100-yard pack is, what if I get a legendary, Mahomes? What if I get a legendary Bijan? What if I get a legendary, Trevor
Sure.
Lawrence or somebody,
Yeah.
That's what people want. And so give them a shot at it. So I like it. I like, there needs to be if you just gave a 1-for-1 for burning legendaries, it's like, it's nice and all, but this adds a little bit of kind of an angle to it. So you don't, honestly, they're doing this because if they made it a 1-for-1 guaranteed, people would just, everybody would do it because it's like, why wouldn't I if I burn a floor legendary and the worst thing I can do is get a floor legendary, then I'm guaranteed to break even. So
Okay.
everybody would just buy. And it would just, there would be no incentive not to.
Got
Now
it.
with this kind of limits you to, there's a cap to it. So it's it's kind of a risk reward thing now that we're entering into. So I like it. How about
Okay.
you?
I think here's what I think. I think the fact that we have a burn challenge makes me excited. It's like finally somebody over there's got their head screwed on. Maybe they're listening to other people. They're trying to do something different. For that, I applaud it. I think it's great. I think great job. We're doing something different. What it is, I think it sucks.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think it's
what sucks?
I think it's a waste of time, waste of money, and I will not be participating in this whatsoever because it is, in my estimation, a total waste of money. And there's nothing to be gained by this. Maybe for all the gamblers out there that want to roll the dice and do it, great, go ahead and have at it. But for somebody who's just like, for the people that have bought in and watched everything kind of go down, that have collected and watched everything go down, this is just another, I don't know, just another like trap in a sense where it's like you get involved in this and it's like, yeah, maybe you get one guy who's really good, but the chances of that are like, it's low. You're probably not going to
so
get
let me throw this at you though.
Sure.
You're like, I hear what you're saying, but let's say you do the full burn, you get to the full 100 yards.
Yep.
You're guaranteed, we're not talking about if you're a person like you're saying and you bought and you've owned, you probably have bought in and got some $15, $16 rares that you're going to be burning here. Cause again, you don't have to burn dynamic moments. You can burn the Series 2,
Yep.
the Series 2 rares that have been
Yeah.
sitting at the $15, $16 mark. Some of them were in like the 18, 19, but most of these
Okay.
rares could be bought for this challenge, $20 and under.
Okay.
Now,
Let's
when
say
you're
let's say I
getting
bought five rares at $16.
right, okay, so that's 80
Okay.
bucks. Okay,
Okay.
so you've got your five at $16, and then let's say you had to buy, for this, there's six rares you have to do. So there's one that has like a rookie mint. Let's say you paid 20 for that or something. I mean, there's
Sure.
maybe it was 20. So let's say $100 for for your six rares.
Okay.
Then you're another, let's say, again, if you were, like you said, if you were buying low, you paid 300 for your legendary. So that puts you
Well, you said
$400.
you said the floor is. I was under the impression you could do any legendary. Well, you explained that it had to be a certain type, which I didn't
Right.
understand. So now that you've explained that, I actually think the floor would probably be more closer to, I don't know.
The floor right now is at 360, but I'm saying
Oh,
to
you're
your
saying
point,
before.
if you were a
Okay.
collector, there have been dynamic moments of $300
Sure,
that have
I'll play
sat
along.
there
Yeah.
and been easily accessible.
Okay.
So you're in for $400. And so you're guaranteed, again, if you don't get the legendary, yeah, you're gonna, that's gonna be a lose for you. But if you start pulling, when you're pulling in the dynamic rares, those are better, those have a better floor price and those are a better value than the regular rares. So
But
I
why
mean,
would I take a $300 rare or legendary and burn it with the possibility of not getting a legendary back?
because your odds are 75 and 76. Well,
Right,
75
but I mean,
if you were to do it right now, but 75 and 77.
But then
so.
on top of that, then I got to get a good legendary. I can't get like just an average legendary.
If
I
you
got to
get
get
an
a good
average
one.
legendary, that's going to put you in the $500 mark. And that right there is going to be, that right there will pay for the whole thing. So then it's just any rares you get on top of that are
Right.
just cream.
Right.
So,
But again, like after this, it's like, are they going to hold their value? Or everything is trending down.
yeah.
Things are not trending up. So again, it's like right now, yeah, it's a win, but in 2 months, will it be a win?
I hear you, but this is how you get things to trend up, right? You're burning supply. There will be more legendaries pulled out of the pool than added to the pool by this challenge.
Right.
There'll
So
be
why didn't
more
I just
rares
sit-
pulled out of the pool than added to the pool.
Right. So why didn't I just sit on the sideline?
Yeah,
And
look, there's multiple
it's-
ways to attack this, right?
Well, no, I'm just saying-
you can go ahead.
I guess what I'm saying is it's just, if all the rares are being pulled out of the pool and they're going up in value, it's like, why didn't I just buy a bunch of rares at 15, 16 bucks, and as they get pulled out of the pool, then hope that maybe the floor goes up to 20, 23. And it's like, I don't make a ton, but it's like,
right. It's a more for sure strategy. Absolutely. That the whole point is that's why these kind of challenges in my mind are good. And the fact that you don't want to participate is great because it's
Right.
again, it's not the people aren't looking at this challenge. Like I think, and that's part of the problem is like people are like, well, if I don't want to participate in this challenge, it's a shitty challenge. Well,
No,
it just
no.
means that you have a different risk tolerance than somebody else
Correct.
does.
Correct.
So let the people who are risky participate.
Absolutely.
And then and sit on this. And if you don't like this challenge, then sit on the sideline and gain value in what you hold. And so it's like kind of a win-win for the ecosystem in my mind. So so that's why I like the challenge. So I hear you in that you're saying like I don't want to participate, but I'm saying like just because you don't want to participate doesn't make it a bad challenge. It just means
and
it
that's
wasn't.
what I said at the very beginning. I said
Okay.
I like what they're doing. I like the approach. Everything about that I like because again, the more that people are burning up supply, the more it helps everybody.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
again, it's like I don't think it's going to take a big piece of the pie. I think this is maybe going after the legendary slice of the pie a little bit more, which is not. I don't think the legendaries have been affected the way commons and rares have. I mean, they have.
I think everything's been affected, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the floor of legendaries was kind of like 320 somewhere in there, and it's like, I mean, the floor of legendaries right now, even season 1 in historicals, it's still like $300. So it's not like some crazy drop like commons are getting killed and rares are getting. I wouldn't say they're getting killed, but they're getting hurt. So it's again, it's like I think this helps more of the legendary supply, which hey, I'm good with. Like anything that helps the overall product, I'm good for. They should do more of this stuff, and I don't have to participate in it all, but it's still good for everything and for everybody in its own way. So have at it.
It will help at all levels. Again, I think it's just I hear what you're saying. It's not burning a ton of commons. And so you're right. I mean, I think there'll be, again, there's multiple ways to do things. So I think the idea would be that this rare is more focused on the rares and legendaries, no
Yes.
question.
Yes.
But it's not to say that there won't be a common burn or something coming up. But I don't think that they've got that idea hammered out
Correct.
yet. It's
Correct.
gonna be that's gonna be more what you're talking about with doing like like just burning just mass commons. That's gonna be a much harder program
Yeah.
to assemble, run,
Yeah.
quality control. Like there's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot more to that. These are a little
Oh,
bit easier,
yeah.
I think, for them to manage right now.
Right. And they still got to reach out to me and get all the details of what I'm thinking. So, I mean, it's going to take them some time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying.
Yes.
But it's interesting, and I'll be curious to see. Like like you said, it's the market is trending down. We are seeing
very much
players
so.
drop. Yeah, I'll be curious to see like how I've been watching the dynamic moments have been trending down as well.
Oh, yeah.
The only guy there's a few that have been holding their value, but not many. So I'll be curious to see if this has an impact on that, as well as like how evolutions start impacting people, because we're 4 weeks into the season. We're not
Yes.
that far in, right? And
No.
I've seen people kind of overreact and just like dump, like just like a team's not been playing well and they just start dumping, and
Yep.
or a
Lot
player
of
hasn't been up to
overreactions.
par. Yeah, of course. So it's been interesting to see, and it's a long season, right? We're 25% of the way through. There's a
Yep.
lot of room for players and teams to make runs and come back,
Yes.
and injuries and all sorts of stuff. So
Right.
anyway, yeah,
But they still, the elephant in the room to me is still with these dynamic moments is that they're not all out yet. And they're not even close to being all out. And there's so many more that got to come out still. So once those hit the
yeah,
market,
there's a good amount, but it's not crazy, right? Like it's like it's over 50% that's already out.
I mean, hey, let's go to a dynamic rare. You pick any rare that pick a random rare, and let's see how many are out, and how many more.
All right. Let me hold on. Give me a second now. You
Sure,
put me
sure.
on the spot.
I did. I mean, hey, if you want, I could pick a random rare. I can jump here on my telephone.
No. I got you. I gotta pull it up. Hold on. Pull up the marketplace really quick.
Sorry to put you on the spot like that. I've been known to do that before.
I know.
All right, I'm gonna pick a rare. I'm gonna scroll and say, okay, I got mine.
Okay.
I just scrolled on who's available right now, and I just picked a random one, so I've got it, and I'm bringing it up the numbers right now.
Okay. On what? On the moment, or are you on?
I am on all day, so I'm looking to
Okay.
see how many are available and how many are unavailable. So do you want me to go ahead and start with who I chose?
Sure.
Okay, so I randomly chose Mike Evans. Okay, his dynamic
Yep.
moment. There's 300 of them, and there are still 138 unavailable.
Yeah. That's
Mike
what I'm
Evans
saying.
is-
There's over
Right.
50% are out.
Yes, but not not heavily over 50%. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's like 60. I mean, yeah.
yeah. I guess what I'm saying is Mike Evans right now is $38. What is Mike Evans going to be when we've got 0 left? When there's 138 more Mike Evans out there, and the season's coming to a
here's
close.
The thing. Why do they have to release all the rest of Mike Evans? They don't have to. There are still Series 1 and Series 2 moments that are sitting and they haven't been released yet. Like it's not
Okay,
the full
but how many
supply
of those?
never gets released.
Okay, let me pick a random moment of somebody who's a rare. Let's go
Okay.
to Tony Pollard from season 1. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
How many are unavailable? 0. Tony
Yeah,
Pollard
there are
has been-
moments that are fully released, but wait,
Okay,
wait,
I'm
Tony
just-
Pollard is what's the what series is it in?
that was series 1.
No, but what series one, what,
it was
Afterburners?
Afterburners, yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just choose another one. Let's go.
Go to series 2.
Right, I'm trying to find a series 2. So let's see here. George Kittle. No, that's a draw. Draw it ups are not really fair.
No, yeah, because draw it up, they're all. I mean, unless
Yeah,
someone's holding
exactly.
the packs or whatever.
Correct. Let's see. Do we got a series two?
Here, I'll find you a series two winner.
Yeah, that's a series one. Okay, I actually got to like filter this. Hang on, I think I could just pull one up. Sadave Beach. All right, series
Here you
two.
go. Series two, Marlon
Where? Okay.
Humphrey, ball hawk.
Okay.
So there's like there's one for you.
All right, I got one up too.
59% in circulation.
Okay, I've got Jerry Judy. He's going for $19 right now, and he's got 77 that are unavailable. So he's almost fully distributed.
No, 77 out of how many?
11.99.
Okay, so that's like 10% almost. But yeah.
Right.
But like
right.
here, okay, but here, Marlon Humphrey, ball hawk is 60 it's 59% in circulation. It's a $23 moment. There's still, let's see how many are still. I'm sure some
Are
have
you
been
looking
burned,
through?
and that's
You're looking through on the moment.
yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that it actually matches up with what's on
It
here.
does.
And I'm
And I
sure
can see right here there's 101. Dapper still has 101 of that moment. So 101 out of 700. So, 15%. So my point is that there are still, like again, not 40%, but again, they didn't just dump all of the series 2 moments. They've been giving away series 2 rares up until dynamic moments came out. So the
Okay,
whole
so
off season. So
here's what I'll say about Marlon Humphreys. I'm looking at it right here, the collectible details. There's 899 Marlon Humphreys. There's 87 that are unavailable.
there's 87
There are
unavailable, but how many are still unopened in packs too?
there are 100 that are hidden.
Okay, because that's interesting then, because this
So
is
then
different
for
data
sales,
here.
so there's 178 that are burned, and there's
Yeah.
534 that are owned. So I think what they're giving you is the own number.
Well, no, they're not, because they're saying that like how many are you saying that are unavailable? Unavailable 87. Because this right here, the on the moment shows there's 101 of these moments in the Dapper account. So something's a little bit
Yeah,
off here.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
I'll share
hang
here.
on.
I'll
Let me
share.
double check that I got the right Marlon Humphreys. Series 2 ball hawk, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna side with
Here, I'm
all day.
sharing. So let me just share this and show this to you
Sure,
right here.
sure.
This is well known to be the Dapper account.
Okay.
So someone out there is gonna know it. My guess is that I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
This is 101.
let's pull up another random one and let's see how it looks. Let's do some mystery machine work here. Here, let's go, Scooby.
All right, who are we pulling up?
Let's see. Let's get off of Marlin. Just give me a random name and I'll pull them up.
All right, let's go with. Let's find someone who's not fully distributed. Let's go with. Hold on. By the way,
Drum
Khalil
roll.
Mack. Did you see Khalil Mack had 6 sacks today?
Oh, was it 6? I thought it was 5.
Yeah. No, it was 6. He got 6. Unbelievable. Super, like, I was kind of hoping he would tie the record, but Derek
Yeah.
Thomas,
I wonder.
RIP, keeping it.
Yeah. I wonder if number 4 likes to hold the ball or not.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
look, he's a rookie. That's a tough assignment for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with Xavier Howard, rare, playoff. So Series 2, the playoff series, it's a 500.
Okay.
Let's go with Xavier Howard.
Okay. So we're pulling up. It's Series 2. Xavier
Yep,
Howard.
Series 2 playoff series. So it's a 500 count.
Okay. There's only 500 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So the numbers. Okay. What are you seeing on Own the Moment? How many are
I'm seeing
unavailable?
64, so I'm going to share here. I'll throw it up here really quick. All right, so 64 is what I'm seeing. 64 are in the Own the Moment account right here.
Okay.
And then you can
So
see
that.
there's a bunch of people who own 2 and some people that own 1, but right there, 64.
Okay. So 64 are hidden. So I think
64
we
are
need to
hidden.
understand. Correct. So what does hidden mean? I mean, I think they have
Hidden
like an
means
area where
that hidden means that they are already in packs.
I thought they were in distributed packs. Like, let's say I've got a pack and I bought it and I'm trying to flip it and it's sitting in a pack. I thought that was hidden
That's
because it's
that
minted.
is hidden, but that is also hidden could be in a pack
So
that On the Moment has, or it could
I
be in
think
a
I got
moment,
it.
or I mean that.
Because here's the thing. Like what you're saying is you're looking at the all day account, but it's
Yep.
still in the all day account, even if you own the package, you haven't opened it and put it in your account yet. So that's why it's still in the all day account. So it's counting hiddens and it's counting
Yeah, anything that's
unavailables.
held and hidden. So yeah,
So
that's
those are
why.
packs. Yep. So
Okay,
like
so
again, so like for example, Xavier Howard only has 6 unavailable. So I don't like what I'm saying is I don't think Own Them or All Day is holding these. They might be in packs that are being held, but Own the
so
Moment is not holding these.
you know what the other thing about unavailable is it may not be minted yet. Well, no, it has to be minted. So I don't know. Anyway, there are people who understand there is like I've read it before. I haven't maintained the knowledge, obviously. But
Sure.
point being, I think the point being that like what you're seeing here though is that not everything is distributed, and that what my greater point is that it's not like we don't have to get dynamic moments out the first 4 weeks of the season, right?
No, no, no,
They can
no.
be rewards throughout the season. They can be rewards
Yeah.
in the playoffs. They can be rewards in the off season,
Right.
in the on the draft leading up to the next season. So
Yes.
like they're going to trickle them out. And
Right.
again, it's going to boil down to the same thing it boils down to every conversation we have. They need to increase user base. Period.
What are you talking
More
about?
people. So,
Okay. But okay, so I guess here's what I'm kind of going back to. Just one more thing I want to say, and then I'll let it go, I promise.
all right.
I want to say with Mike Evans, okay, I'm going to go back to him. I'm going to pull him up if I can learn how to filter. Okay, so we're going to go to Mike Evans. We're going to pull up his dynamic moment.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. So he's $38. So now knowing what we know, Mike Evans has 138 moments that are unavailable. Plus, he's got 22 that are hidden. So again, like these numbers, I feel like are much higher than anticipated. So if you were to look at the Dapper account, you would see that there would be like 148. There'd be 150. See, those
Looking
are
at the Dapper account, there's 22 in the Dapper account.
okay.
So
So
the
these haven't
hidden
been
ones, the Dapper account is the hidden ones.
right.
The unavailable ones
Haven't
don't
been
show
minted.
up on the moment. That's what
Right.
we're learning here.
Yes, yes. But again, so there's 150 Mike Evans that still need to be accounted for. And what I'm saying is that is half that are not like being able to be put in somebody's hands and available for sale. And so when I look at a number like $38 for a moment like that, and
Yeah.
what I'm saying is over time when these moments do come out, so you talk to me in January or February, let's see what Mike Evans is worth.
And not to add fuel to your fire, but actually it's more than half because 138 plus 22 is 160.
Hey, that's why I'm doing my math right here, okay?
Yep, I gotcha. Stay in school, kids. Okay,
All right.
so point being, point being that yes. So these numbers. So yeah, again, if they don't increase the user base, the values are going to drop.
Hopefully
But
this
I'll
is
tell you
deep
what.
enough. Hopefully this is deep enough in the episode that only like 5 people see that. And I will bring scratch paper to my next episode.
Yeah, show your work, please.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear you. It's interesting because it's like, looking at this or whatever and such. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you look at them, if you want to get mathy again, the value of Mike Evans, if he's 38, then should drop down to $19.
Okay. I couldn't do that without a calculator. So I'm just kidding. Anyway, yes, that's kind of what I was thinking too. So again, it's like to me, it's like the like burning for these moments is kind of it doesn't seem like it's worth it. Why? I mean, again, if you're burning $19 moments to get guys that are gonna be worth $19, maybe I don't know. I just don't know how it works out in the end. My thing is
I
just
think again, what you're appealing to is that, yes, like there are guys that would drop down, but there are guys who will maintain their value even
Sure.
when they, so it's how much of a risk taker slash gambler are you, and how much do
Yes.
you, how
Yes.
much appetite for that do you have?
And
So
here's what I'm saying
totally understand.
to people who watch, who've made it this far, is that, I think that we've all kind of spent a lot of money on this. We've kind of gone like, hey, let's go out and let's buy all these moments. But I think now is the time to kind of, in my estimation, is the time to kind of be smart and say, look at, we've done all these contests, we've watched our values go down. Now it's time to sit back and watch other people panic. And when they panic and they get rid of their stuff, you buy it low. And instead of gambling away, now's the time to be smart and let these moments drop, let them fall, and then just pick them up on the cheap. That's if you want to, I feel like if you want to somehow
Did
make
Mike
money
Evans get hurt or something? Like just to, not, I'm
Are you
just, I
picking
mean,
on
I'm
Mike Evans?
looking, I'm looking at, can I just show you something really quick?
Sure.
Like, it's crazy that Mike Evans is down to $38. Like, to me, there's a signal here because, I mean, look at his
Baker
most
Mayfield
recent
got hurt?
sales.
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, but Baker Mayfield was back in the game.
Oh,
So,
was he?
but look, like the most recent transaction. So no one's bought a Mike Evans since September 20th.
Okay.
And
Well,
that
if
was
I
at
could just
$68.
9 hours ago, Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles comments on Mike Evans' injury. Evans has a history of hamstring injuries, but the timing of this one could have been timing, but the timing of this one could have been much worse. So I guess they're headed into a bye. And I will be
Okay.
attending a Sweet Pickles meeting after this as well. So
So, okay. Well, so anyway, my point being that I think maybe we're like Mike Evans is getting picked on a little bit here just because he got hurt and so his value's dropping
yeah,
right
but
now
I mean,
because
again, yeah,
well, but again, but here's what I'll say. It shows you the nature of like this should be a good flag for that the value of these is very fantasy driven.
yeah,
Like because the minute a guy got hurt, well, I shouldn't say it because again, if you're hurt, you're not going to get evolutions, you're not going to get new moments added. So there are plenty of people dropping, but I do think the fantasy market definitely drives a lot of this. So,
sure.
again, it's interesting to watch the dynamic, but it's also hard to look. Mike Evans bought that was really nice. Mike Evans here bought his own moment.
Oh,
I'm sure
right.
that's the real Mike Evans. I have zero
Probably.
doubt that this is
Yeah.
like
He's
someone
been
else's
waiting a
account.
whole time for the prices to go down, just like me.
He
And
has.
now
In fact, I'm
he's like a
guessing
big.
that with an account value of like $1,200, that's probably all he owns is all the Mike Evans moments.
That would be
So
fantastic if he did own all Mike Evans' own moments.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
really
would
would be.
Hey, can I just say that I noticed something today that was kind of interesting? There is a user out there that is stacking Tom Brady rare moments. That's a moment that I kind of looked at, kind of thought about picking up. And there is a guy, I think his name like Elephant Man or Elephant Balls or something like that. And Elephantitis, I don't remember, but he's stacking Tom Brady moments, the rare ones. So,
Really?
yeah, it's kind of, I find it interesting that people are starting to stack certain moments. It's like, here's what I'm going to say, people. Now's the time to do it. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, people have been stacking moments since the inception of this thing, but
yes, but now is like, if you want to talk about when this can actually happen and when people can actually do some real damage, I feel like kind of not right now, but I feel
yeah,
like after this season. But I will say one thing that I noticed today, and again, this is just temporary, but cryptocurrency kind of going a little bit like this. I saw some Bitcoin action on the 28 front, and I was
yeah.
like kind of like, okay. So I mean, again, sometimes I think, all it's going to take is cryptocurrency to be like, hey, what look at me. And then everybody like, oh shit, maybe we should start buying again, So again, you never know.
Yeah,
Crazier things have
Elephant
happened.
Man is new to the game, so I'm looking right here. We're abusing on the moment here, so shout out on the moment.
Okay.
And you can see right here. So a couple things. One is 128 of Tom Brady's rare moments are still owned by Dapper. Like they're still in something. They're still in packs or they're out there, but
So
they're not distributed. So to the point again, that's 10% of the volume right there.
okay.
So,
Okay.
but Elephant Man 222 has got 6, which puts him squarely in 11th place. But he's got a way to go to catch up to the outlandish mole here, who's got a cool 16 of them.
Wow. Well, I will
So
say that if you look at the times that those were acquired, like if you go to the Tom Brady moment, you will see that this elephant balls picked up, sorry, Elephant Man picked up these moments within the last couple days. So I think what he's,
yeah, you
seeing
can
is
see
that,
he started here on Friday. Like it's been a week basically. I will
yeah,
say that I saw this one for 212 come up, and I was tempted. I mean, 212 was a nice price for that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but again, to your point, it feels like it probably is going to go lower, right? Like it's like
If it's
I don't
gamification, then where's Tom Brady going? I mean, it's like,
right. Like what's the incentive hanging on to a Tom Brady
yeah,
rare?
where does Tom Brady's debut moment, how far down does that get?
That's a good question. I mean, I feel like they're going to do some sort of like historical thing with him or something at some point.
So does that make it go down further?
No, that'll make it go up.
I
I think once it gets down to a certain level, you're going to see like a Tom Brady historical moment come up where you get like his, that rookie performance where he comes in for Drew Bledsoe and leads the Patriots or something. And you're going to have to burn like five
yes,
debut Tom Brady's to get it or something. And then you're going
yes.
to see it go back up into the, three digits in a heartbeat.
I think you're right. I think Tom Brady, I think it gets down to about 25, $26. I think that's where we're going to kind of see that kind of, I mean, is it going to be down there for a long time? No, but I think that, I mean, I saw one sitting at 45 the other day and it got bought, but it took a minute. It wasn't like
Yeah.
that. So it's like 45 wasn't moving the needle. So I think that it gets down to the 20s, and I think, like you said, they're going to have to like address that and then do a burn, and then there'll be a bunch gone, and then because I mean, again, there's 10,000 and there's not a lot of buyers.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it like if they would just, and it's hard because we're gonna have to wait for that next crypto. Like, it's crazy to me, and you and I have talked about this a lot privately, which is that people are, complaining about how the values are dropping and such, but really, it's like this is what you want. Like you want, like everything you've ever dreamed of is like a chance to buy everything you want cheap, and that's what you've got right now. Because if, hear me out, crypto goes like if Bitcoin goes back up to 60K again,
Yep.
which if you're in this space and you're not, if you think Bitcoin is dead and done and like we're not going anywhere and NFTs are over, you should just be getting out of here. Like you like it, like this is probably not the space for you, right?
Right.
If you if Bitcoin goes up to 60 or something, or Ethereum starts cranking, or like things
Sure.
start doing that, new money comes in, new interest comes in, and then new people want to get in on these. And if this, if the user base for this platform doubles or triples or something like that, I mean, there's only a few thousand. There's millions of football fans, right?
Yeah.
If a small portion of those fans just get in on this, I mean, you'll be sitting there saying, I could have bought, Tom Brady for $45 and I blew it, and I could have bought
Yep.
this moment for this and I blew it. And those dynamic rares that there's only 300 of that like right now is like crushing the market. I mean, can you imagine if there was like a large contingency of people for those? Like they would become so like sought after and such. So I don't know. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it's just how much do you believe in the product, and how much do you believe that people are going to switch over to digital?
Okay.
That's what it
Well,
boils down to.
let me go to the negative side of that, and that is
Yeah.
this. It's like, what if like Dapper like says we can't do this anymore? What if they shut it down? Does I
I
mean,
mean,
and
I think someone will buy them out. I don't think Dapper just shuts down. I think someone buys it out. I think
right?
someone
Okay,
buys the
but
platform.
let's just say somebody does or doesn't, whatever. It's like if they were, let's say like there was a huge crypto winner, and let's say Bitcoin goes down to like $5,000, and you see like
Hmm.
some of these like flows and stuff just crashing, like it's down to 3 cents, and they're just like we can't do this anymore. Does anybody know what happens? Like, would
Yeah,
we have
there's
the
been some
ability?
things. Yeah, so the understanding that I was reading is that the license for like the videos and such is paid for probably every year by Dapper, meaning that we don't just own the moments outright. It's probably we own a link to a server that pays rights to use the video of the moments. So there's a good chance that if it did get crushed and go down or whatever, like you could lose. Like I mean, again, this is a worst case scenario, but you could lose everything, right? You would just hold an NFT with a broken link to a server that had no video. Now, that being said, if the NFL did that and didn't honor what they had done, then like think about it, no one would ever want to invest in the next iteration or anything because they would say, well, if it goes down, we're going to lose everything again. So
Sure.
I don't think that will happen. It could, but the one thing that I think would be interesting to do is like I mean, have you moved any NFTs to a cold storage yet to see if the video comes with? I haven't tried that yet, but I think that would be okay, go
I
ahead.
did try. I moved one moment I tried to move it to the Blockdo wallet.
Yeah.
And I was able to pull it off. It was really not that easy to do, but to be honest, I don't know where it is. It's like it was something I was like, okay, there it is. I saw the numeric value of it, and I like had everything kind of documented before I move it, and I was like, okay, there it is. But it's not like a you can see it type of thing. It's like there's the number. I've got the numbers. That's it.
Right.
So
So
it's
the
like
video
something.
does not come with it most likely. The video is
No.
probably a link.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, as of right now, but I mean, like, let's say they did build out a wallet and you could move it. They might not, like as it like refers to the link and tries to find the video. If that's not there, then essentially you've just got the number. Now, technically, what I would think is like, let's say they shut down and then you did move all of it to cold storage and you just had a link. Maybe 5 years down the line, somebody buys it, and says, we're going to kind of rekindle the flame, and maybe they add everything back. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to know. I mean, look, everything's a risk in this space. Like this is not this isn't like a home run space, right? Like there's no guarantees, and that's the whole beauty of it is that you're going after something here that could either be, if you put in $1,000, that $1,000 in 5 years could be worth $10,000 or zero. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? There's a wide variety versus,
Sure.
there's other investments that are much, much safer. This is
Right.
not, if you don't, look, whatever you're putting into this, if you're not willing to watch every dollar you put into this basically go away, you're probably in the wrong space. Like, I don't mean to be, like cold about it, but it's like, this is a very, like, I mean, think about like, the .com era
Right.
that happened where there was like all, like, there was like you and I know this example, and this is probably, this ages us, but there was, remember mp3.com?
Yes.
There was like this mp3.com and everybody's like, oh my God. And the stock price, first day it comes out, it's like way up there. And literally the first day, it's like the first 5 minutes, it's like, super high. And from there, it just tanked the whole way because people saw through eventually that there was like nothing there. It was just, like people doing money grabs. And so, this space is going to go through the same growing pains. And what you're hoping is that you're catching on to something that's like, like out of that same space came the Amazons, came, a lot of the technology that's here and
Googles,
valuable now.
Yeah.
But for every Amazon, there was 10 mp3.coms that were worth nothing. And so,
Sure.
you're just hoping that you're grabbing the right project here. Like that's where we're at.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a little philosophical for a Sunday night, but
Yes.
we'll wrap it up here with the burn challenge. We'll report back when this thing finishes out and talk about how it played out and kind of the sentiment in the community. So as always, let us know your thoughts below. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you on the next one, people. Peace.